If it's sugar-free, where's the hazelnut flavor coming from?
Like it's the hazelnut syrup is most certainly like chemicals and
Gotcha.
asbestos and like bugs and dead bodies. It's not real hazelnuts, but it's like some sort of syrup situation.
I love a chestnut-flavored syrup.
Chestnut? I never had a chestnut.
It's great. Starbucks does it like during Christmassy times, and it's really amazing.
How's a chestnut different than a hazelnut?
I don't know.
Nope, I was about to make something up. I don't know, actually. A chestnut is like a nice round nut, right?
I feel like it's just maybe like a toastier flavor because they always toast chestnut.
I feel like a chestnut
like
is a
burnt
real
flavor.
round one with this kind of a smooth exterior, right?
Wait, do you know what the difference? I think Tim is saying flavor.
Yeah.
I thought we were just talking about the nut from which the flavor was extracted.
Matt is doing shape of nut, and they are wildly differently shaped nuts.
I thought a hazelnut was like a teardrop shaped sort of situation.
Yes, and a chestnut's like a tiny fist.
But it's like a buckeye,
yes,
right?
Here's
absolutely.
a chestnut. There's a nice chestnut.
Yeah, no, we knew.
Okay, great.
You looked this up for yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
I've never actually had a hazelnut. I've had syrups and spreads, but never like an actual hazelnut.
Nicole, you're hopelessly preoccupied with this bug, aren't you?
Is it a mosquito? Why did it bite my face?
Listeners, there's a small bug in the studio.
No, I don't want this is not going to be on the podcast.
It bit your face?
Yes.
The only animal truly that I'm genuinely afraid of, this is like, well, my only real fear in life is crocodiles and alligators. I feel like that is the most terrifying way to go. They are sneaky, they are fast, they are strong. That's the most terrifying thing I think of.
Yeah, I have like nightmares about those sometimes. Do you know, like when you mention that, I think about like, oh, I've had nightmares about those.
Yeah,
never.
It's the only fear, like the only actual like, it's not like an irrational fear because really I think they're scared, they're terrifying. It's a rational fear.
Well, and they're so avoidable.
But they come out of lakes and like eat kids at Disney. Like you don't know where they are. Like they can be anywhere.
One kid. No,
there are people like rain
anywhere.
gutters and like there are gullies in their backyard.
Yeah,
and they snatch grandma, and that's a wrap for grandma.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's not a legit fear. I'm just saying like it's like not one of those things like you can like get on the subway and like live your life and like as long as you stay out of their area, you don't have to worry about this fear.
As long as you stay in New York City.
But they had the whole thing that there were alligators and crocodiles living in a sewer system in New York City.
No,
that was a thing. That is a thing.
So are you avoiding like large kind of sewer openings?
No, that's where I always go is large sewer openings.
Welcome to Inbox, the show where we get access to our guests' digital correspondence and mine their personal lives for Comedy Gold. I am Matt Straub.
And I'm Nicole Dressbell. And our guest this week is writer, actor, performer, Tim Dunn.
Hi, guys.
Oh, do you want to be Timothy Dunn?
I'm
Tim Dunn. Okay.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, it's not that we weren't engaging with you. We were waiting. How do I say this? We were waiting for you to stop so we could begin the end the cold open. So why are we looking at 3 Gmail addresses?
Oh, God. I'm very nervous, first of all, about this because my initial reaction was like, oh, God, there's so much private stuff in there. Then I sort of scrolled through today a little bit and was like, oh, I think I'm very boring and basic, actually. But I have I have probably 10 email addresses total on my phone. Yeah. Because like for certain teams I'm on or certain shows I do or certain like my dad and I have a business together. I do a bunch of other stuff. So like I have a bunch of email addresses. I like check my dad has his own business, so I check that email for him.
Wait.
I have a couple like old burner emails, like an old Yahoo, an old Hotmail that I hang on to.
It started so reasonably and then it spiraled so much. Okay. So let's start with, you and your dad have a business together. Let's just do that because that's super interesting.
Sure. So my dad, we grew up going to this lake in northwest Pennsylvania on a holiday in the summertime. It's just north of Pittsburgh, and my parents have had lake houses there our whole life. And then the whole field is like a resort lake, so you rent a cottage for the week. Maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, my dad, on a whim, he's a very like smart, great guy. He bought a house, like a cottage at an auction for nothing. But then was like, oh, now I got this house for cheap. I'm going to flip it. And then he got into the flip and was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I need help. Tim, you're the least successful of all the children. Can you help me do this? You're the one with the most time. And I was like, I guess. And so my dad and I started flipping houses.
Whoa.
And so he has his own like business that he does for real life. And then we started like a side business where we will buy, renovate, and sell rental properties at this one tiny niche lake in northwest Pennsylvania.
I love it. That's most reasonable explanation for an email address so far. The next one I need to move on to is your dad has a separate, actual, real-life professional business.
Right.
which you check the email for?
Oh, no, the web email. So he has the real email, and he's the person who does it. But like people who send website inquiries to the website, because I'll do his website too. So people send web inquiries. I'll sort of field those and decide if they're bots or actual real people.
Gotcha. You're not reading your dad's email form and telling him about it.
Oh, there's not enough you could pay me to do that.
Okay, good.
I know nothing about his business.
Good. And now here we are at burner emails.
Right.
What?
Okay. So I'm 37 years old.
Great.
Yahoo was like the email to be. So I had an old Yahoo that was sort of like that was my main email, and then it became just like after when we upgraded to Hotmail, I kept the Yahoo for like subscriptions and for like when you sign up for a credit card at the baseball game to get free nachos or something. Like that's the email. I still would check it to like monitor for things.
Wait,
now there's something we have to ask about. Hold on.
Stop.
Have you signed up for a credit card at a baseball game for free nachos?
These are very basic things that we all do. For the nachos, you gotta lie for the chos. But also when you like log into a website for like Yelp or something and you don't want that to go to your real email.
I am so reasonably confident that what you've done for nachos
fraud.
is illegal.
Yes, it's a definite fraud situation.
As soon as you said the words fake social security number.
You got to do it for the
come on.
shows.
It's a stand of like 20-year-old brand ambassadors getting paid $8 an hour, and the whole deal is
Which is above minimum wage at the time.
well, great, whatever it is. They and you just have to sign up, and they give you a kickback for something. Maybe it's nachos, maybe it's something else.
All right. And what are the 3 emails we're looking at right now?
Great. So it's my main Gmail, which is like my personal Gmail. The second one is my professional Gmail, which essentially is just for like people who don't know me personally but find my website or refer from other people. So I can sort of keep personal stuff set from business up. And the third one is a show email that I run a queer variety show at the Upright Citizens Brigade East Village called Queer Ball. And so people who want to submit to be in that show, this is the email address that we'll email back and forth from. And I also do publicity stuff from this email for the show.
Great. Okay, so this show email, has anybody ever sent you anything crazy on it?
I don't think anything crazy has ever happened in this
Close
email.
it. I'm
So
sorry,
this one right here is
sorry,
my professional email. This is mainly like jobs and people.
Anybody ever sent you anything crazy through your website? Who sent you 1,000,000 hearts? Oh, you sent all the hearts.
Oh, yeah. No, this was, no, it's my friend Jay. After a show, he sent me like a nice thank you email.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
Close this one.
Yeah, great.
Here's what I also love is you moved on to the main one and the background is black.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is where we're going to find
I mean,
dirt.
The real dirt I feel like is going to be in my Hotmail.
Get to Hotmail.
Okay.
You can't say things like that.
I don't know what it's going to be. And like, you have to be prepared to see whatever you're going to see. Because again, like you're adults going into another adults who is single, a single gay man in New York City. And a thing that gay men do in New York City is they email pictures of their body parts. And so
there's nothing goofy or silly about body parts. That's not what we're looking for.
But I mean, it's weird to have your friends see a picture of your wiener.
Oh, no, that I agree with. But I'm just telling you, we're not looking for that. We're deliberately.
I mean,
I think what
you
Tim
might
is saying,
stumble
we're
upon
not
a
looking
wiener
for
or
it,
two.
but we're going to find it.
Okay, so here's what I got to know.
Great.
What's this one?
It's
yeah.
Oh, I think this might be a spam one. I didn't.
It is, and it just says Happy Father's Day, Dunn. What did you sign up for as just Dunn?
I truly have no idea.
Go to your main email.
I mean, whatever
Tim.
you want. Great.
Who do you not want to email?
Email roulette.
So the other thing is this: I'm okay with confrontation. I actually love confrontation.
Great.
So there's no hidden thing with me where I'm like, oh, I just don't know how to say it. Like I'll say it.
Great.
And I'm comfortable with that. There are probably like people like exes in here that would be like uncomfortable to email. That would be there's an ex that I do not want to email.
Great. Excellent. That's who you'll be emailing. Okay. Tell us just a little bit. So give us some context.
Great. So this is a man that I dated for a period of time and a couple years ago. And we met through mutual friends. He was a very nice guy. We hit it off really well. And then he just sort of like caught it quicker than me. And he was unable to like stop that. It was very lovely. Like
it was going all in.
Someone was falling in love with you, and you're like, "Oh, let me I need some time and some space." And he was unable to stop his train from leaving the station, and it got to be this weird, uncomfortable thing because we did like hanging out a lot. I really enjoyed him. We had great sex. We like traveled together and had fun, but like I just wasn't where he's at, and I knew at a certain point that I had to pull the plug. And it sort of like devastated him. And I did it in the most like compassionate way that I knew how to do. I was very honest, but like protective of his feelings. And he didn't take it well. And he went cuckoo crazy and like a little bit showed up at my building a couple times inside the front doors, which there's no way to get in unless you have a key. And I gave him keys at one point and he gave them back. So I think he might have made keys of my keys, which is cuckoo. And that was years ago. And I've tried to like reach out and like be friends again. And it's obvious that we can't be friends ever. He's too stuck on things that happened years ago. So I purposely am avoiding this person and going out of my way to not engage with them anymore.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So how long did you see each other for?
We probably dated for 9 months or so.
Before the breakup, it sounds like it was all really nice and positive. He just, as you said, was on an express train.
Right.
And you were on a local.
Right.
Did you suspect, though, that your train was never going to get to the destination for you?
Yes.
That's the big thing.
I'm not going to say his name, so it doesn't matter. The thing that I said to somebody once, because I was like, it's nice, because I referred to him as like this guy I'm going on dates with. And someone's like, is he your boyfriend? I'm like, no, he's a guy I'm going on dates with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the distinction? I'm like, I don't know. It's just that there's a distinction in my brain about it. And I couldn't get over the fact that the coolest thing happening in his life while we were dating was me. And that is a cocky, rude, like narcissistic thing to say. But I think that I felt a little spoiled. I suspected that, like, I just thought he was boring. Like, he was a nice person when we hung out, but I felt like I had to do all the heavy lifting.
Is there any chance he'll hear this?
I don't know. Maybe.
Are you...
I'm not worried about it. No,
really?
I'm not worried about it.
Okay, good. Look at me. Tell me you're not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Great. Okay, here we go. Cool. Subject line.
Oh, God. Okay.
Activity match.
Activity match?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Great.
There's no telling where this is going.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. Name. Great. Been thinking about you.
Oh, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's loaded.
Platonically.
Okay.
And remembering how great you are. But also remembering.
Oh, God. Hold on, I should tell you one other thing. That we went to a wedding, a gay wedding out of town right before I broke up with him. And I realized I had to break up with him at this wedding because like love was in the air. And we were meeting these people's families. And I could tell like that's where his brain was going.
Of course.
And I, before the wedding, told my sister like the day we landed in this town, I was like, I got to dump this guy. I can't do it anymore. And then he caught like aggressively much more emotional feelings at this wedding. It was very uncomfortable. We also had sex in public a lot, and I think he'd never done that before, and so I think that maybe I was like a gatekeeper to a certain thing that he had never done before, and he didn't take the news well.
Can I this is not related to emails, this is not related to whatever. What kind of public places?
Personal.
I've just gotten like dull in my older age.
Yeah.
Compared to where I was.
Like certain bars, like certain gay bars, like back rooms at bars or like restrooms at restaurants or other like restrooms at places.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of, not like Statue of Liberty.
No.
Not like, okay.
No, not like in the middle of 42nd Street or anything like that.
Gotcha.
He was sort of more low-key and used to date guys that were like even lower-key than him. And I'm a spaz. I'm a crazy person.
I'll tell you right now.
So that's, okay. But also remembering how you need things to round yourself out. Here's a list of things. And then I need you to also open a tab for Google.
God, okay.
And can you Google archery NYC? Great. And just a list to everything that comes up. Copy the Google.
Like this?
Yes.
This unruly link.
Yep. Great. Copy that. Okay, go back to the email.
Right.
I got it.
Back. And then you're just going to write the word archery. And then link to the Google search. Matt, what's another activity?
Bocce.
Great. Oh. And we're going to do the same thing with bocce.
NYC?
Union Square.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. And can you just link to that article from Eater, New York that says Union Square's new outdoor bocce and pizza spot looks like a keeper?
It's 1 day old.
Yeah.
Great.
Now this seems like you're suggesting this venue, like to go here.
And then another parentheses that says can't go. Great. Highlight the whole thing.
Topical
Link.
can't go. It's fucking nuts. Oh my God.
This poor boy.
Somehow we turn to like we start speaking a different language when we write these emails sometimes.
That's the idea. It's the longest, shortest.
We let a bot read 1,000 of my emails, and this is the email it's composing.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Okay, another activity.
Yeah.
Trapeze school. That's like a classic New York activity, right?
It was in an episode of Sex and the City.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this guy would love all these things.
No, go back to the typo. TRAOEZE. TRAOEZE. Yep, school.
Yeah, be careful with typos because we go with them.
And then underneath that, write and others. Great, another 2 lines. And then let's start a new list, but we're not going to link to these.
Okay.
Because now we can just freeform it.
Okay. All of these have been physical activities, so yes, I think we should keep it going, right?
Saving coral reefs. Great. Yeah. Thank you for understanding.
Saving coral. Next line. Reefs. A separate thought. A separate thing.
Yes,
lawn darts.
Yeah.
Lawn darts. Also an activity though. TM.
What's that?
Transcendental meditation.
Oh, great.
And then TM parentheses copywriting is an activity.
Is it 2 words or 1 word? We'll leave it 2 words.
No, wait. Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. Here's what it is.
CW. Next line. CW. Copywriting. Like writing copy.
Yeah. Great. And then another one, CW, in parentheses, channel 11. Great.
Okay. All right.
Great.
I think if he got this email, he would think I fully had a stroke. That I had a stroke. And this is like a cry for help. That I've been kidnapped. And this is a cry for help.
WCW World Championship Wrestling.
I can't believe we're doing this. Great. I got the next one. Great. WCW Woman Crush Wednesday, obviously.
Hashtag with the hashtag.
I've never looked at. I know it's Woman Crush Wednesday, but looking at it written out, it looks like, especially under wrestling, it looks like a threat. Like on Wednesdays we crush women.
Women Crush Wednesdays.
Looking at it written out, it also looks like Wednesday's misspelled, but that's a different story.
No, it's not capitalized.
Oh, CW Post, is that a thing?
It is now. CW Posts?
Yeah, is that a thing in parentheses? Great. Dasher. Dancer.
Dasher, Dancer.
Prancer. Cupid. Oh, God. I know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer
CW
and Cupid.
Post.
Vixen.
Vixen. Comet. And Cupid.
Donder, and Blitzen, right?
Donner, not Donder.
Well, take it easy.
Comet, Cupid, and Donder, and...
Yeah, right, Donder.
Blidden.
Blitzed. Blitz, yeah.
Right, Blidden.
Blidden.
Yeah.
Right, Biden. Right.
2020. And that's the end of the email. Like Biden 2020, but you wrote 20/20.
Like Vision.
2020.
Yep. 2020 Vision.
Yep.
Do you want to sign off at all, or is it just ending on 2020?
You tell me.
Oh, here. And I don't want to read the list yet. We'll save it for the end. Okay. You're going to end with, let me know if any of these click.
Or if you click on any of these.
I get ad revenue. Like and subscribe.
Tim's face is completely stunned.
Great, and let's set that aside. Matt, is there anything you want to look at?
Well, off mic, Tim hinted at the fact that his text messages might be a treasure trove of
let's do it.
Greatness.
Okay.
I'm happy to do that. Again, I'm not going to say you are going to see my private parts, but I'm not going to say all the other that you won't. After I took a purposeful break from dating in the past 6 months. I deleted all the profiles on all the websites and all the accounts. So I didn't even just delete individual things. I deleted all the accounts. And then maybe in the past month or two, I've remade a couple and sort of tried to get back into it with a new attitude.
What's the difference between a profile and an account? Isn't the profile your account?
No. With a lot of the Tinder and whatever, if you delete your profile, it'll save all your matches and stuff still. And you can make a new profile. And but if you block somebody, it saves those. But if you delete all your accounts, it gets rid of all the blocks, all the...
Come back as a new person.
Yeah, you get a fresh lease on life. If someone's blocked you, when you start a new account, they haven't blocked you yet.
Okay, well, no, talk to us about your process. So you're messaging somebody you're interested in.
Sure.
What's your angle?
I'm pretty straightforward in all of my dating profiles online. I realize like everyone says the same thing on all dating websites. It's like, oh, I don't know how to describe myself. It's so hard. I'm funny. I like comedy and humor and going out or singing and cooking or eating out. It's like everyone is saying the exact same thing. Is there's no originality. And of course, we all like to travel. We all like to go on vacations. We all like to eat at dinner at places that are nice. Like no duh. But so I just like sort of purposely don't say those things, and I started writing out different like prosaic versions, like a story about like what a dream day would be potentially however many years from now. Like it's like I wake up and the sun is shining through the house in the mountain cabin we share. I jump in the pickup truck we have parked in the driveway and go 2 miles down the road to the general store, and where Mrs. Smith says good morning and asks about you and says that she has almond croissants in this year or this today, which she didn't have yesterday, which you were upset about because she knows how much you like them, and like paint a little picture.
I mean, breathtaking.
That's not the story that I have. I just made that up right now.
No,
right.
My favorite thing about that was she has almond croissants in this year.
This year, yeah. Listen, she buys in bulk, honey. She's a Costco shopper.
Last year was
a small
a disappointment.
Store. That's a small store. She has to buy in bulk.
I was a bad crop last
We're
year.
very far from all the big cities. No, so I'll try to like just write like every whip stitch, write like a new sort of prosaic thing. Like come home late. It's the middle of winter. I'm freezing. I open the door.
Wait. This is on your profile?
Yeah.
Is there
Okay,
ever
it's not
dialogue?
sending one of these to each person you meet.
No.
Okay, great.
You don't get a sense from people from like hearing them say like, oh, it's so hard to talk about myself, and like my favorite thing is Breaking Bad. Like no shit, we all like Breaking Bad. But like if you write, like they see a sample of your writing, they sort of can see like how your brain works. Maybe like here it is, how your heart works a little bit, like the things that you like romanticize about a future relationship or something. I thought it was like a cool sort of show don't tell.
I love this.
So I'll go back and forth with someone usually on an app or a website. I exchange a couple emails just to make sure they're not a crazy person. I'll consider giving someone my number.
I love this. Okay, I have 2 thoughts. The first one's about me, which is it's very funny to hear you rip apart people with these blasé interests, because I realized recently that's me. I was with my boyfriend, and I said, I think nighttime is so romantic. And he was basically like, duh. Like, why did you say that out loud? Like, that's an opinion. Everyone thinks the night is romantic. It's either scary or romantic. Most people think it's romantic. And I was like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
But it's also like it's become like a cliche on dating websites where guys will have like it's the same pictures. Everyone has a goddamn picture at Machu Picchu. Everyone has a goddamn picture on Fire Island, or like it's an obvious showing off your body picture. It's just like almost interchangeable and so unoriginal that when you've been single for a minute and you're just going through all these different apps and all these different profiles, you realize how boring and terrible everyone is.
Okay, but now here's my second question.
Sure.
So we all agree what your profile is spectacular.
Oh, good.
Like A level. What is your bar for the kind of responses that you're getting, right? Like if I saw this profile, I would almost be afraid to engage with it.
Cool. I don't want to engage with someone who's going to be afraid. Like I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, you don't want to flirt with me.
I mean, we're already married. No, I feel it was sort of on purpose. It was like a little bit of a sussing out tool. Like there's a question on OkCupid that's what's the most private thing you're willing to admit? Literally 99.9% of people on OkCupid are like, don't know if it'd be private if I said it here. Ask me any questions you have, winky face. And it's like the whole point of this question is to expose your your underbelly a little bit and like show who you really are a little bit. So
What's your thing?
I'll open it right now and I'll tell you. My OkCupid profile is really good. It's really good right now.
Have you ever has someone ever added to the story in writing to you?
Oh, all the time. Oh, I took that. They got rid of that question.
Oh.
The one good question I'm proud of on this one is my golden rule is be kind, work hard, help people, stick with the things you believe in, and try not very hard not to grab his penis on the first date.
Beautiful.
And that sums up my life.
This is a beautiful profile. Okay, we're going to look at some exchanges. Do you have a good one?
My texts. I mean,
Yes.
I was going to say my texts.
Go back up. What is your second? Nope, all the way up. What is your second text thread?
Great.
Tell us what it says.
Great. The group name we named it is Buy the Pussy. And it's because it's for all the bartenders at the bar I bartend at, which is called the Fat Black Pussycat.
Oh, okay, great.
And so this is like a bartender thread.
Okay. Your text exchanges are like a who's who of like up and coming gay men at UCB. Like scrolling through, I've seen so like Tot Tim. It's very funny.
No, so I run a show called Queer Ball, which is an LGBT show at UCB East Village, and part of the deal is I try to bring in new talent and encourage new talent, and people call me all the time asking. The show's is 2 years old, so we've had over 100 queer comedians come across the stage. Most of them not part of UCB already, and I never really had like a big gay friend group. I don't know why.
Get back into these. We want texts.
Great.
Should we click on the OkCupid person and see what it is?
I mean, that's certainly going to be dicks. It's certainly going to be dicks.
Guaranteed.
Let me get a preview.
Yeah, I would love for that.
Oh yeah, it's dicks. It's dicks pretty right away. They're pretty present right there.
Great. Having not been out there in a long time, once dicks get introduced, is it hard to go back to like?
Would you go back if you could? But I
mean, like, is it hard to go back to like then banter and like wooey stuff?
No, I think gay boys do it right in this way because I think sexual compatibility is a big deal, and it's not a matter of being a prude or being slutty about it. We're forced to have the conversation like, what are you into? Meaning, like, are you predominantly a top? Or are you predominantly a bottom? Do you do both? Are you versatile? Like, you have that conversation as a compatibility question right up top.
Right.
And that sort of like opens the door to like, hey, we are sexual beings. Presumably, we're going to have sex at some point. So even if it is premature, like, let's make sure that we like all the things, that all the answers line up, and that people often ask about like specific kinks and fetishes sort of right up top, just to make sure if they're like, hey, I'm into this thing. What do you think? Because I think too often couples like get emotionally involved before they've hammered out the sexual stuff. And if someone's hornier than the other person, it's not going to work out. Unless you're interested in like an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship where you can like have multiple partners meet multiple partners' sexual needs. Like a guy that I was dating a while ago, I made a comment like, it's funny we never exchanged like dirty pictures. He's like, oh, we did, like our first conversation. And I had to scroll all the way to the very beginning and find that we did, but I totally forgot about it.
Wow.
Because it was sort of like, oh, here's the thing, cool. Where'd you grow up? This is an example of a guy that I met on one of the apps. You know, you won't see it.
Okay, so tell.
Great. So this is a guy that I met on one of the dating apps. He works in sort of the neighborhood that I live in. And so one day I met this guy. I met him at his office. I think I realized after we first hung out that he just wanted to have sex. He was only into sex. And we had this like light sexting, which is normal and fine, but he like dwelled there. And every conversation was like this and that. And I was like, oh, all right. So I didn't really want to hang out. And then time passed, and then he sort of popped back up and was like, hey, when are we going to get together? I'm like, oh, I'd love to get a coffee or a beer with you. And he'd be like, oh, would it be better if you were bent over my desk or whatever he said? And I was like, okay. Like, I'd actually like to do a coffee or a beer if that's okay.
Honestly, here's what I'm finding. This is so fucking New York. I'm finding two people just not being able to find a time to get together.
Yeah. It was that, but it also was I was a little bit avoiding because it seemed I was sort of sussing out whether he was just looking to bone. Because if he's looking for a bone, I'm the wrong guy.
Did you ever get together with this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one time.
Okay. So what I've scrolled through was like 5 days of like mild flirt talk, and then one person being like, "Oh my god, I have a casting session. Ooh, my fam's in town." Yeah. Like just not being able to get it together.
Yeah.
Why don't I be you and you be him?
Oh god. Okay.
Okay. Hey, handsome. LMK. Let me know. What you're up to this weekend. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow after 6, and I have an extra ticket to a crazy-ass show in the Village on Sunday at 9 if you're feeling ducky. Winky face. Lovely.
Right.
He responds.
That's a cringe. That was at 12:23 a.m., by the way, so I was certainly drinking. That was certainly a drunk text. He responds, I'm an old bitch. Sunday at 9 is a little late. What's the show, LOL? And I just made plans today with a friend for tomorrow who I haven't seen in about a year.
Ugh, I'm done. I'm like done. I'm done at I'm an old bitch. Sunday at like 9 o'clock.
I might have called myself an old bitch in previous conversation with him, so that might have been like a throwback
like
to
a mimic thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I said a funny thing, so now he's gonna like say it again.
Okay, great. And then you talk about the show a little bit, and then nothing, and then Monday night. Okay, sorry, I thought you were an old bitch. You're sending texts Monday at 10:13 p.m. No, thank you. Great.
He says, "Hey, mister, my weekend slipped away. How was the show?"
It was great. Really, really funny. I'm about to do another show in 5 minutes.
I meant over the weekend. LOL.
I know, winky face.
But knock 'em dead, champ.
So much comedy. Good weekend, though?
Yes. Friends and fam.
This is agonizing.
Great. And then, oh my god, like, this is fucking insane. So that's like an exchange that happens Monday night. And then the next day, for some reason, I'm sorry, I'm getting judgmental. Right. But for some reason, at 3 p.m. the next day, you text back, you're so lucky that you have family close.
I am.
Great. And then a week later, He texts,
Ahem. Why'd you get all MIA on me? LOL.
LOL, I didn't mean to. I'm trying to hang out.
By asking me last Saturday what I'm doing the same night? LOL.
Ha ha ha. Oh, you're right. You've been much more proactive with the hangout requests.
That's a dig. That was a burn. Don't deflect. LOL.
Angel face. Okay, I cannot look at this.
Was that the end of it?
This is the funniest fucking thing I've ever read in my
It keeps
entire
going.
life.
Or that was on a Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, great. So you send the angel face. What's so funny to me is he blew you off. He blew you off. You sent him a very clear thing.
Yeah, here's
And
a date,
he
here's a time, here's a chance for us to hang out.
And it was also, he says it was the same day, but it wasn't. You sent it Saturday at midnight for Sunday night.
Correct.
That's 2 days in advance.
Right.
Okay. And then he like gives you shit about it. And also, he's the one who texted last, but all he texted was that he's lucky to have family in town.
Yeah.
You did not go MIA.
Correct.
Okay. I'm angry that a person would try to rewrite a narrative when you're literally both staring at the receipts. Like, in order to be having the conversation, you have to look at the receipts.
That's why I sort of like texting with someone up front so you can like go back and sort of like check the tape. Because another thing that is common in New York, maybe just gay boys, but maybe everybody in dating, is that people don't want to commit. So they'll be like, would love to hang you. I miss you. What's going on? You're so busy. I'm like, cool. I'm free Thursday at 9. And they're like, can't do it. Well, we never get to hang out. I'm like, cool. When are you free? And they're like, busy. And it's like, all right, then I'll say, hey, Monday at 7. I have do you want to do Monday at 7? Like, oh, Monday's terrible for me. It's like,
Then just giving you nothing back.
You're not exhibiting in your behavior that you're trying to hang out with me. So our next conversation is, he replies to me, mm-hmm.
And this is Sunday night at after midnight, Sunday night. So Monday early.
So
night.
he's awake. Amazing that he's still awake.
Oh,
He's staying up later
Can
and
you
later.
imagine the audacity of saying 9 p.m. on a Sunday is too late to hang out, and he's emailing me on Monday morning at 1 a.m.
So let's pick a date. Smiley face. When do we get to hang? And then the next day at 5 p.m. he says,
soon, I hope.
And then, oh my God, that is April 16th. And then I think very clearly you were now done based on your principles.
Of course.
And then, oh, hello, who shows up Sunday, 6:25 p.m., May 6th.
Hey, mister.
There's the guy.
Figured I'd text you in real life, LOL.
Ha ha ha, they all work. How's tricks?
Tricks are for kids. So what was that rehearsal for?
A new sketch comedy show I'm directing and acting in.
Awesome. Oh, then I probably
Then
go
this
into
is
right.
literally insane. What happens next? Okay, listeners, remember, I'm Tim. We have our audition show this Thursday. If it goes well, we'll get a run and put it up a couple times a month at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. Oops, Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. LOL, that's where I do most of my stuff.
He says, that's great. Where is the rehearsal?
UCB has a school/training center on 8th Avenue and 37th Street. We have 10 or so classrooms, and they give me free space.
I know
Winky
why.
face.
I know why
This is
Tim
bananas.
is doing this. Because you have nothing to talk about with this person. This is You have an
But here's what it feels like: it's going to end with him taking UCB classes. That's what this feels like.
I think like I tried to also, another thing that I'm very aware of is that people very actively have negative associations with dating actors or comedians. And so as much as I can legitimize what I'm doing, that I'm not just like dicking around and like going to an open mic once a week. Because I also try to not tell people what I do for like, I'll say I do comedy and I'll usually leave it at that. But I'm 37. It's not charming to be an actor who's not famous and rich anymore.
He says,
Very cool.
how's your weekend going? What you doing?
You drove?
What is that from?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
I don't
We're
know.
not missing anything? He
No.
just asked you out of nowhere
drove?
if you drove?
Yeah.
What are you talking
I don't know.
about?
Well, he lives in like a faraway part of Brooklyn-ish, and I think he drives.
Okay, that's
So I think maybe he was assuming that I drove everywhere. Which
Gotcha. Is mom still in town? Nah, train.
Makes sense. Was going to ask if you wanted to come over. See,
You did not respond?
I didn't respond.
And then at
Oh.
8:26 on a Sunday night, which, to be clear, is a half
He's
an
an
hour
old bitch.
before 9 p.m.
It's almost bedtime.
He just sends a bunch of clapping emojis.
A bunch of clap emojis.
Like, pay attention. LOL, sorry, I don't have a car in the city. I sold my Vespa last fall, and we're doing a Skype writers meeting right now. Ooh, crazy face.
He says, oh, okay. If you were done, I would have told you to take the train to me, and then I would have driven you to Astoria tomorrow morning, where I live.
What a gentleman, winky face.
That was obviously sarcastic right there, what I said. What a gentleman. Like, fuck you. You assume it's going to come bone and spend the night?
Right.
Then he sends a double smiley face. Then a week later, weeks later,
Weeks later, like 3 weeks later.
he says, hey, stranger,
Hi, handsome. How's tricks?
Silly homo. Tricks are for kids.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, my God.
Thank
LOL.
When did you get together in here?
Never. Oh,
Wait, you didn't get together with this person?
we got together in the very beginning.
No.
Before all of this. So, no, he works in a neighborhood that I live in. And so one day we were going on one of the apps going back and forth. And he was like, I actually work in your neighborhood. Do you want to come by and say hi? I'm like, well, I'm not walking my dogs. I could. And he's like, cool. And so I truly blind walked to this guy's like office, and he came outside, and we stood outside in the sidewalk and talked for like 30 minutes. So I think the takeaway is he just wanted to bone.
Back to email. That was infuriating. Tim.
Wow, I see a very interesting number.
Where?
What's in the draft?
Oh, what's in the box?
It's a very small number. Okay.
Oh, one of them is the one that you made me
Okay.
just right.
All right.
Great.
Oh,
Oh, no. There's an email from 2016. Wait, there's an email from 2016, and the subject line is Big Project 2014. Tim, what is this?
oh God. Okay, so there was a company that was doing taking pitches from comedians, and they had a very specific way you had to submit your ideas in like a form that they created, and they were saying we're only interested in big projects, and so I think I submitted a couple potential big projects, and they then forgot all about them. Like we did all the like a bunch of people and myself went through a ton of work putting these packets together and like sussing out ideas we have and putting it in like their form they asked it to be in. And they said, "Oh, great, we got they're in now. The submissions are closed. We'll let you guys know in 6 weeks which projects we're going to move forward with." And then they sort of just never let anyone know anything.
Wait.
I spent all this time and invested like a lot of. I wrote a bunch of things up. Like they wanted a very intense breakdown of ideas. And so I spent a bunch of time doing these things and was sort of incensed that they just like take these things and then just be like, well, we are moving on. It's like, that's so irritating. I'm one who's going to like follow up and be like, hey, cool. Where's this at? Let me know. If you're not interested in these things, I'm going to take them back and pitch them other places. And I think when we had to turn them in, we had to sign a thing that said the idea can't be pitched anywhere else. So I was pretty aggressive about this.
Okay, so...
Great. So the last email we had, right, is sort of in reference to a show pitch I had that they were trying to turn into something else, and I was not interested in turning it into the other thing.
And then you guys sort of had a back and forth about how to change one of these ideas.
So essentially they asked us to submit these big ideas, and then they came back with years later like, cool, would you want to sell this to like Diet Coke for $1 and do like an in-app a version of this rather than like a television or movie idea we're going to pitch for you? We're going to sell it to like not even Diet Coke, like a tiny brand. They can use it in their in-brand app that no one has, and you'll get paid like $7. How about we do that instead? And obviously I was like, no, I'm not interested in scaling this to the tiniest, worst possible version of this.
Right.
It's called The Big Idea.
But you sent a long thing and then didn't hear back. And then at some point, drunkenly, you decided to resuscitate this. Can you please read us the draft email that you drunkenly wrote?
Okay, this is truly, I haven't read this.
Just so everyone knows, up until this point, very professional responses back and forth. How do we make this work? Here's some ideas.
Right.
Like very professional. And then all of a sudden, not sent this thread is...
Homie! Period. I have another thing I really want to do. Oh my God, this is cringy. It's a podcast called About Love. So one of my superpowers as a human is that random people talk to me and open up to me. True. Easy. Duh. But I love to do a podcast where I take a Zoom and two loves out into the world, mainly gay bars in all letters, capital letters, exclamation point, and talk to boys about love and their relationships and get into deep convos about love and relationships and shit. I'd be happy to record a pilot episode because everywhere I go, I seem to run into really interesting, terrifyingly tragic, and weird guys who want to talk. I could record this on, and that's where I stopped.
Wait, were you gonna hidden camera people revealing the inner workings of their soul to you?
No.
Okay.
It was going to be a podcast. It was going to be all audio. And truly a thing that happens to me all the time is that I get cornered. I go out by myself a lot just because I don't have a lot of gay friends, and I'm at an age where my friends are now like having babies and moving out of the city. But I always end up talking, like, especially the nights where I'm like really drinking. Someone corners me and spills their guts about like the heartbreak of their life. A total stranger. And someone I'm not interested in dating and not interested in even like maybe being friends with. Just open up to me. It happens all the time. And guys will spill their guts to me. and I have to find a way to like be kind and like compassionate and like respectful of this person's like stuff, because like that's not something you dump on anybody, but also like extricate myself and get out of there as soon as possible. It happens all the time. It's an insane thing that people will corner me and sort of talk about heartbreak with me all the time.
You gonna do anything with it?
No.
Can we try to go to the oldest Hotmail? Is that something? We've never tried that before.
The bottom of the box.
Just see if that's even achievable.
Oof.
2002.
Oh, baby.
Show us. Click on it.
What is this?
Congratulations, your internet domain name has been registered for 2 years.
Oh, I bought timothydunn.com. That's what that was. From some Melbourne, Australia. I was in college still. I lived in Chicago. I was in college.
Okay, so this is from 2003. Read this.
From Katie Patton. She says, "Hey there. I guess we are bowling together next Monday. We're going to have fun. Have some cocktails. I'm not much of a bowler, so look out. What are we going to do for costumes? Any ideas? Let me know." Katie. Oh, what a simpler time our lives were back then.
Who is this?
This is a girl. So I just graduated from college. I got cast in a musical theater show in Chicago doing Singing in the Rain.
Ooh.
And she was in the ensemble with me, and she also covered one of the leads. So there's like a hazing period. So people weren't always like the nicest to the new people. And this girl is very sweet. And she sort of was like, "You're going to be my friend. I'm gonna bring you along on our things." And I think this probably was an example of a time when she invited me to do something because she like was trying to get me involved with her friend group.
That's
and
really nice. And
Yeah.
why didn't you reply?
This email is
I have
so
no
funny
idea.
because, hey there, I guess we are bowling together next Monday. Like, what do you mean you guess? That sounds like a third party arranged for you two to bowl together.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
sounds
what
like
this
you had a
is.
blind date to bowl.
Wait for costumes. I don't even know what this was really.
I'll tell you what I need.
She's going to scent items, the oldest scent items. Oh, God.
Okay. You must have cleared this out at some point because the oldest sent item is from 2006. Unless you were only using this to receive email and you were not yet writing emails.
I don't think so.
Okay.
2006, I lived in New York. And so, oh my God.
No. This email is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, no.
Tim, don't read it now. Tim, just as much as you can, I need you to just read this entire thing as is. Okay. This is the oldest email Tim has sent in his Hotmail. It is from May 27th, 2006 at 2:46 p.m. It's a Saturday. Go for it.
Hi, Cliff. First, a random tangent. My boyfriend recently bought a Broadway The Golden Era or something like that DVD at some megastore, and we watched it last night. I couldn't have laughed more at Elaine Stritch. Oh, God. She wore a hat the entire documentary, and then the final clipette of the whole DVD was her quoting something or other in quotes. And really, does anyone really wear hats anymore? Oh, my God. That's obviously a line from...
It's clearly Company.
How embarrassing. I didn't know that anymore.
And also the fact that you got it wrong.
Yeah. I couldn't have laughed more. Really hilarious. She cray. And by cray, I mean, I want to be her friend. Smiley face. I might not have ever heard of Elaine Stritch until this point.
And how old are you at this point?
I was 24.
And you'd at least been doing musical theater for 3 years in Chicago. So the
Yeah.
fact that you didn't know Elaine Stritch means there's something
No,
wrong with
I
the
moved here in
Chicago.
2004, so I was working regionally. So my first couple years in New York, I was never here. I was always out doing regional theater, musical theater jobs.
What's
so I was back and forth.
wrong with regional theater that Elaine Stritch is not like a touchstone?
I feel like she was, but maybe I just like didn't care or
Oh
something.
my God,
That's
I love
terrible.
this. Okay.
I say, nonetheless, a very inspiring documentary. And I'm going to look up Lorette Taylor ASAP. I don't know what that is still. About Michael something. I did get an attachment from you from him, but it was a ways to improve your life forward. Nothing on acting coaches, though. And I know that Hotmail, in parentheses, my server, has been going through some changes lately. So I wouldn't doubt it if the above-mentioned forward email got lost somewhere in E-land.
Oh,
This
Lord.
is definitely at one moment in time. And, exclamation point, most importantly, exclamation point, if no one has thanked you a million times for helping with my sister's move, allow me. We're 18 months apart. We consider ourselves Irish twins.
You shouldn't, because
Right.
that's not what that is.
I don't know what. Right. And when she gets in moving mode, I know she's not the best representation of the Dunn clan. So thanks and blessings and apologies. Have a final callback Tuesday for Paper Mill's production of Godspell. The director and producer are coming into town. Think happy thoughts. All my best, Tim. That is such a cringe, cringe email.
Oh man, my
That
server.
is gold. See, that's what we don't want dick pics. We want that shit.
Wait, don't leave this yet. So what's amazing about this and what was hinting at is the subject line of this email thread is acting teachers, but this person just sent you a general ways to improve your life attachment, right? And that's the help that was dug up.
Okay, I'm going to do something I've never done before. What we're doing is totally unacceptable. I'm going to your deleted items.
Oh God.
What's best darn?
My uncle had a ticket business that's called the Best Darn Ticket Store.
Oh.
And for a bunch of months, I helped him with that.
We haven't pulled off a successful search for anything in forever. Is that just a hard one to do?
What would you search for?
Do you have any? Oh,
Search. Alert.
you said, "Oh, how's tricks?" How much do you think you used that in email?
I don't know.
Great. Look for house tricks.
Oh,
Who is this?
Only one time in 2016.
Oh, this was an old agent. So I was with this agent for a while, and they were a new agent in town. And like I said, I'm a spaz person. Like, I'm a crazy person. And I am adamant about, like, following up about stuff. And if someone lets the trail go cold, I will rekindle it, just sort of. And I think that's what this was. The line went cold for a minute, and I was like, hey, just want to check in. How's tricks? What's going on? I'm alive. This is me. I'm someone that should be in your brain. Here's an email reminding you.
Tim, do you ever order food to your
I
home?
do.
It's time to seam less. Do we have a name for this segment?
dining in.
Dining in.
Wait, is this your seamless?
No, I use delivery.com. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because I got an iPad from them.
Oh,
I had enough points.
What are you talking about?
I got enough points that I got a fucking brand new big ass
How
swanky
does that
iPad.
work? What are you talking about?
I guess when I started ordering food, when like all these apps and like delivery services came around, I think delivery.com was the first one that went to my neighborhood. And then they're like, oh, you get points for everything. And then I also have a Seamless account, but I use delivery.com because then I'm like, well,
they
I don't
gave
know.
you an iPad.
Well, I just got the iPad like recently. So after years and years of using this,
Wow.
you can like send in your points for like a $10 coupon. And I never did it.
Delivery.com.
Great.
Search. These are a lot of promotions.
But there's
Ooh,
one. Thanks for your
duplicate
order.
order canceled.
That's not exciting.
No.
It's just that something they put it in twice.
Wow, but that delivery.com notices if you do a duplicate order?
I guess.
That also feels maybe judgy. Delivery.com, maybe it wasn't a duplicate.
There's an order. Go back up. Wait, another duplicate
Wait,
order.
another duplicate order canceled.
This is definitely a drunk. this is a drunkie.
Oh, boy.
This is a
3:56
drunkie.
a.m. What are we ordering? Oh my god, this is great. 3:56 a.m. What are we ordering?
Grilled breast of chicken sandwich for $12.95 and a Patsy's chicken pizza for $9.95.
Many chickens died to
Oh
bring
my
us this
God.
dinner.
How embarrassing. No, I started like eating much healthier, and truly the only time I like eat this is when I was at work. That was a work thing. The only time I really like order food anymore is if I'm bartending, or if I'm wasted.
Okay, here we
This
go.
4 in the
Another
morning.
4:06 a.m.
Oh my God! Look at the first thing
Nachos.
there. It's chicken nachos.
$14 for chicken nachos?
Yeah, I don't know why. That was one got loose for touchdown.
And then a garden salad. God bless you.
yeah, with house dressing.
What time was the nacho order?
4:06 a.m.
Oh wow.
This is a drunk order.
$10 for a garden salad makes me really angry.
Yeah.
I love the responsibility of getting the garden salad at 4:06 a.m.
I started like in February, like taking what's this? Oh yeah. 2-liter Diet Pepsi and 2 steamed chickens with mixed vegetables from a Chinese place. No sauce, please.
And that's a 4 p.m. order?
Yeah.
That's a responsible 4 p.m. order?
No, so I started like doing meal prep, and if I ran out of time for meal prep stuff, that's what I'll like grab because it's pretty straightforward. Yeah,
Same thing.
same thing.
This is 2:30 a.m. What I also love about this, and this is just for the historians out there,
Yeah,
is every single order is a different late night desperation
yeah,
place.
totally,
Like, you
absolutely.
hit all. What's amazing is it's not like you're like I'm always going to Michael's. I'm always going to Bel Air. It's a different one every
Yeah.
time.
I crave it. I'll go to 20th Avenue or 20th
Oh
Street.
my God!
Stop.
I crave it.
Yeah.
I have lived in Australia for a decade, and I thought it was ikravat. I thought it was a Greek word. Oh my God, I hate myself. Okay.
I ordered this time a grilled chicken salad with spinach and light Italian dressing, a Garden of Eden sandwich on ciabatta bread. I truly don't know what that is. I do not know. and a Rocky Balboa sandwich. Ooh, which is a like
No, read all of the ingredients under Rocky Balboa sandwich and then tell us what it is.
Rocky Balboa sandwich for $9.34. It says bread selection, choice of cheese, fresh mozzarella cheese, sandwich extras, jalapenos. What in the world is this even? The Rocky Balboa sandwich is like a chicken parm, but with grilled chicken on like a flatbread.
Okay, Tim, darling, it's time for chickens to come home to whatever.
Whatever.
Let's read that email.
Oh, the draft?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. The subject is activity match. The body says, hello, this person's name. Been thinking about you platonically and remembering how great you are, but also remembering how you need things to round yourself out. Here's a list of things. A link to archery. A link to bocce, in parentheses, topical, in parentheses, can't go. A link to trapeze school photos.
Spelled?
TRAOEZE school. And the next line says, and others. Carriage return, saving coral. Next line, reefs. Next line, lawn darts. TM copywriting. CW copywriting. CW Channel 11. WCW World Championship Wrestling. Hashtag WCW Woman Crush Wednesday. CW Post. Is that a thing in parentheses? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Cupid, Vixen, Comet, Donner, Blidden, Biden, 2020. Let me know if any of these. Let me know if any of these click, or if you click on any of these, I get ad revenue. Like and subscribe, Timothy Dunn.
This one, it starts out so normal, and then it's just right after.
It does not start out normal.
Like a little bit. There's a rational, like, all right, I'm suggesting some activities for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right after Traoa's school, we go completely.
I think getting this email from like a not wasted time of day would actually like set off red flags in his brain, and he would like call the authorities. Like if this came at 4 a.m., he'd be like, ugh, a drunk email. But like now's too early. Well, no, it's not. It's 9:30.
All right, Tim, you get one chance to get this right.
Well, can I ask what the topic is?
No, you
Internet.
may not.
Internet.
In 2015, SwiftKey, the makers of a very popular smartphone keyboard app, analyzed 1 billion pieces of data to learn which emoji are the most popular. According to their analysis, which country uses the poop emoji more than any other? A. United States. B. Canada. C. England. D. Japan.
Can I just jump in and say, may I ask what the topic is a hilarious move, because you're going to find out and you have time to process.
To steal myself.
You're just trying to stall for time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, shit. So who uses the poop emoji most? That's the bottom line of the question, right?
Like my gut reaction is obviously Americans, because we're disgusting and uncouth and we're monsters. But like
Who are the other choices?
Canada, England, and Japan.
I think it's England.
I see. My real thing now is I think it's Japan, because I think what do they analyze for a certain year, or just like across the history of emojis?
Nicole, can you answer that for us?
I didn't write it. I don't know.
See, like,
you asked 2 on the nose.
This yeah.
Right.
I feel like this is like an example of like an SAT thing. Like trust your gut. Don't change when you change your answer. Like X percentage of things that you change are wrong. I would say.
I think it's Canada.
Do you really think it's Canada, though?
I just feel like what's this like the United States and Japan both feel like
Obvious answers?
Yeah, exactly.
Why does Japan feel obvious?
Because that's where emojis like
Yes.
come from.
And they would like go for like the funnest, like silliest
And like
one.
there are like animated series revolving around emojis, and there's like those like poop emoji pillows and stuff. So maybe like that's more of like a cultural thing where they came from, where they're used more like sparingly. And it's also not allegedly poop. It's like chocolate ice cream or something, whatever they say.
No
Oh, yeah.
way.
All right.
Yeah, that's the official name for it. It's like chocolate ice cream. My gut instinct would say USA. I'm gonna say USA.
Look at Rachel and say USA final answer.
Oh my god. Oh, this makes me so nervous. I'll say USA final answer. What's the answer? It's Canada. How is it Canada?
Send.
I don't care. Like, truly, I think this reads kind of funny, and like it'll be easily cleared up. Like, I was doing text to talk, and it made some insane list of things. And like I was typing your name in, or typing someone else's name in, and your name came up first. I accidentally sent it.
So then, how come you wrote hello and his name?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can explain this one away. I'm gonna send it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
There,
It's
boy, oh boy, boy.
I don't care. Listen, I feel like I can explain this one away. Should I need to? Truly, this person might have blocked me also. They should have blocked me.
Tim, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Sure. I run a show called Queer Ball at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater East Village. We're the second Monday of every month at UCB East at 10:30. It's an LGBTQ plus comedy variety show. The plus is because our friends and allies are always welcome to join us on stage. And it's really fun. I'm really proud of it. And the people who have done doing the show are going on to amazing things. And I'm very excited to do that.
And if you want to find us, you can get us at inboxthepodcast@gmail.com or on Twitter at inboxthepodcast. Donner.
I feel like it is Donder, though.
Oh,
It is not Donder.
I'm with you.
I think it's Donder.
Look
Yeah.
it up. It's not Donder.
I think it's with a
if
D.
it is Nicole,
I'll lose my mind.
God, I will
If it's
rain
Donder,
upon you.
I'm writing an email for you.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Ah, shit, it's Donner.
Of course
God
it's Donder,
damn
you
it.
goofballs.
God, we had her. We had her on the hook.